I'm Trish with today's QOTD question of the day, and it's all about friends, family, and food. If you could spend 2 hours in the kitchen cooking with anyone, who would it be? Record your answer and be in the show.
As answers arrive, we add them to our 24-hour live game stream.
You can also check out the QOTD playlist right now for some of the best answers so far.
And don't miss the Thursday Big Show at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where you'll help pick our weekly champion.
So you have 2 hours to spend in the kitchen. This could be with anyone dead or alive. The question is this QOTD really about food? Is it about cooking? Or is it about friends and family and companionship?
Eating has a strong emotional element, and I think it's because eating, cooking, and the kitchen are the center of our family experiences, you know? So Thanksgiving, special dessert for a good report card, stern talk because your mom found something in your room, or shared your big dream or some crappy thing that happened to you. It probably all happened in the kitchen. So when you're talking about spending 2 hours with someone in the kitchen, it's 2 hours of real truth. So you got to pick somebody you really want to commune with. And I think it has to be a family member.
And it's a good distraction too, because if you have a conversation to be had, and let's say it's a little bit more along the lines of something serious, it's just nice to be able to busy yourself. So maybe you don't have to sit down and have a face-to-face, real serious conversation. Your kids,
Right.
let's just say, could bring up something that's, bothering them or important, and ease into this conversation while other things are going on. And can you pass me that, before you drop the bomb on me?
We're always so busy doing our own thing for a majority of the day that when, sitting down and sharing a meal with the people that you love, or spending that time in the kitchen cooking and preparing it, is such a heartfelt and emotional bonding moment for friends and family.
When it's dinner time, that's one of the few times when we would all be in the kitchen at the same time, period, whether or not we were having a serious or important conversation with the school.
I'd like to be back baking Christmas cookies with my daughters. My husband and I worked so much, so many hours when the kids were growing up, and that was one of the rare opportunities that I had, like a half a day in the kitchen with my kids, and we talked about everything. It was all about the process of making the food, the cooperation that you had to have in the kitchen, and I just loved that time. That really was so cherished. The reason that we asked this question specifically is because we just want to know who you want to get to know better. Going through the fan answers that are coming in really quickly now, I've seen everything from Gordon Ramsay to Tupac Shakur to Ratatouille. The answer I loved were answers like somebody named Demetrius, and he was saying he really wanted to cook with his grandmother from Haiti. He just wanted 2 more hours with her. And it's not really about the meatloaf recipe. It's about learning about her Haitian background. It's about learning about their family, sharing a few tips and a few secrets that don't have anything to do with the sauce.
If it's really about getting to know anybody, I mean, maybe there's like some historical figure or some famous person or somebody who did something that you really admire that you'd love to get to know. Like, you're going to spend 2 hours with maybe the Obamas, like making dinner. How cool would that be?
Asking Michelle Yeoh what it was like to win the Oscar. You could ask Neil Armstrong what it was like to be in the spaceship going to the moon. It's just a perfect opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's just about learning and connecting with somebody, be it a friend or family member who you already have that established connection with, or somebody totally new, like Ina Garten, for example. That's my example.
See, she hits 2 of the big buttons, because not only would she be super cool to get to know, she can also cook.
We'd have some amazing pasta and white wine spritzers.
We actually I just remembered we determined a pretty perfect person to have for dinner, and that person is the Anna Wintour's assistant, because then we get all of the tea about her, about Vogue. And I think, of course, we get some of the drama. We get the ins about, the Met Gala and stuff. But then also it's just, that is such an interesting position to be, helping out one of the most powerful women in fashion, or the most powerful person in fashion, really.
I think it's also good because you get an unsanitized answer. You could ask Anna Wintour so many questions, but she's not going to tell you the times that she's, terrorized people in the office.
Well, I think another aspect of this question that I really appreciated is that the kitchen provides an uninterrupted time for intimacy, as we've been sort of discussing this entire time. But like you can't use your phones because you have like food covered fingers. And the layout of the kitchen sort of keeps you and this other person in this enclosed space. And if there's someone you want to spend time with, just because it would be so much fun to have that experience, be in that little enclosed space, no distractions, that this is a really great chance to do that.
If you've ever seen Anthony Bourdain's show, he really takes advantage of that. And so the conversations they have are just so profound and deep and authentic, because nobody's talking about anything else. They're not posturing in any way. It's just total 100% focus on what they're doing and what they're saying at that moment. One of the best episodes of Bourdain was one where he went to Iran and was like chit-chatting with just families there and getting to know what people really thought. It was amazingly illuminating.
Yeah, food is such an easy lead-in to just cultural conversations and conversations about the way that you grew up. You know, it just, I can be making a salad with my daughters and it's like, you know, my dad always hated romaine lettuce, so I never even tried it until I was older. And, you know, things like that that just lead you into giving some insight into your background and your thought process when you're cooking, why you buy the things that you buy, and what you've learned along the way.
Someone like Jack Black, because that is someone like you could get into like some really good conversations, get to know the other person, but also he's just like such a fun person, and he brings like such an amazing vibe to the experience that even just making cloud bread or just like some very easy recipe, he's going to be like cracking jokes the whole time. If there's a mistake, he can riff on it. And so I feel like that's just like, that's another part of it, is just like the fun, the energy that you bring into it.
So what about Shaggy and Scooby? We could make lunch together. Like some really, really tall sandwiches.
They seem like raw ingredient guys, though. I've never seen them like with a frying pan or even a toaster for their sandwiches.
No, but they'll do vegetables and fruit. Like there'll be like a whole bunch of bananas that start off as a hat but end up in Scooby's mouth. They do everything.
Yeah, we're gonna have some bone-in ham and 12 slices of bread stacked on top of each other.
Well, record your answer using the links below. And hey, make sure to subscribe, follow, or register. And that way you'll get new questions and announcements right in your daily feed.
Yes, thank you everyone who's watched, voted, and recorded so far this week. Remember, the top voted answers make it onto our Thursday Big Show, so vote and record away.
And if you're enjoying QOTD, you can say thank you by recording, by sharing, by liking our channel. If you really love what you hear, go ahead and click the thanks button on YouTube. We totally appreciate it, and we will give you a shout out on the air.
Thanks so much again for watching. Today's question of the day. If you could spend 2 hours in the kitchen with anyone, who would it be?
Yeah, I want to be with me at like 16.